Hi, it's author Ellie Alexander. I am so happy to be with you on a Friday for another edition of 5 Things. This week I am tackling 5 reader questions for the Bakeshop Mysteries, and they are such gems. I can't wait to answer these questions for you. I hope your Friday is off to a great start and that you have something fantastic lined up for the weekend. This week, I'm tackling 5 reader questions from the Bakeshop Mysteries. I went into my digital files, emails that I've received, messages on all social platforms, and I came up with 5 questions, some of which I get asked quite often. So I thought we'll just dive straight in to what you want to know about Jules and her team at Torte. All right, so let's get right to it. Reader question number 1. Why do we have to wait so long between book releases? I know, I'm so sorry. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, as Jules would say. No, in this instance, it's just the way the publishing schedule worked out. So as you well know, A Cup of Holiday Fear released last September. And it was a special release because it's holiday. It's all things deliciously winter and cozy holiday vibes. So this book had a longer release run in the publisher's eyes, which pushed everything back. But not to worry, because spring is right around the corner. And up next, we're gonna have nothing but trouble. I just got cover flats for this beauty, and I'm so excited to share this one with you. This book is going to be a flashback to the 1980s. I had way too much fun researching it, and I have so many 80s retro things in store that I cannot wait to share with you. Once Nothing But Trouble releases, we will get back on a normal publishing schedule, which is every June and every early January. So if you are hungry for more bake shops, don't worry. It's going to be every 6 months again. Okay, reader question number 2. What book are you working on right now? Right now, I am working on book 12. I can't believe I'm saying that. Book 12 of the Bakeshop Mysteries. This book is titled Chilled to the Cone, and tagging on to question number 1, this book is coming out at the end of 2020, so it will release in early January or late December, just in time to be chilly for the winter. I am in the process of editing this book as we speak. It's already gone off for the first round of edits to my editor, so next up I'll be doing copy edits. And what teaser can I share with you? Take some guesses on what you think that title means. Chilled to the cone. That's your hint. Reader question number 3. I have to chuckle at this one because this is definitely something I get asked quite often, and the answer is always the same. It's a no. The question is, are you a trained pastry chef? No, 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 and absolutely no. All of my pastry learning has come from my home kitchen, from sharing recipes and time spent kneading dough or melting chocolate with my grandmother, with my mother, with my aunts, with my dad, with my sister. I've talked about this before, but food and sharing a meal together has definitely been a core piece of connection for me throughout my entire adult life. And over the course of writing 12 plus books in the Bakeshop Mysteries, I have been so fortunate to get to go into professional kitchens and meet professional chefs and pastry chefs and sous chefs and home bakers who have turned into exquisite cake decorators, cookiers. Nothing makes me happier than getting to spend time with people who actually work in the field of food. And over the years, I have learned so much of which matriculates down into Jules and her team at Torte. I hope that I can lend a touch of authenticity in my writing when it comes to the baking. And then a lot of time that I spend in my home kitchen is literally testing recipes that are going to end up in the book. And I've had a lot of success and tons of flops along the way. And that's why I like to share my Torte Test Kitchen with you, because it is a real look into what it's like to bake from the books. In fact, right now I'm working on edits for Chilled to the Cone, so I am right in the thick of testing every recipe that's gonna make the final cut for that book. And I love it. It's so much fun. It's such another creative outlet. But no, I am definitely not a professional pastry chef. I just play one on the pages of my books. Reader question number 4. I love this one, and I get asked a version of this quite often. It is, what's the most surprising thing about writing a long-running series? This particular question came from someone who's also working on her very first novel, so I think it's fun to be able to reflect back and think about how my writing has evolved and how this series in particular has evolved over the course of so many books. I would say the most surprising thing that I never, ever could have imagined, anticipated, expected is that these characters feel so real to me. I get this sort of nervous, eager anticipation when I sit down to sketch out or start writing a new book, because I know I'm going to get to spend time with Jules and Sterling and the professor and Lance and even the horrible Richard Lord. These characters have sort of taken on a life of their own outside of my own head, in part because of so many of you creating this attachment to them. And I know I've said this before, but really living in Ashland, there's still not a day that goes by that in the back of my head somewhere I don't think, oh, I just want to pop into Torte and get a coffee from Andy and sit down and find out what the latest gossip is. All right, reader question number 5. This is a favorite. This is definitely a gem. Can Jules please have a baby? I mean, I guess technically speaking, the answer is yes. My mighty pen could put that to the page. Will she in the short term? Probably not. For Jules, her quest in these first 10, 11 books has been about finding herself. And so I don't think that she's been in the space to think about expanding her family, because she's expanded her own knowledge of family and who she is in Ashland and the world. And I think this part of her journey is about to come to an end. I think she's really figured out who she is, and she needed to leave Carlos, which we find out in book 1, so that's not a spoiler if you're new to the series. She needed to leave Carlos and come here to Ashland to cocoon herself in and really figure out who she is. I have been loving how she's developed and really connected to Ashland as a place. In the next few books, she's definitely going to be making a major life decision. And I would say, I think she needs to decide what's going to happen with her love life before she takes the plunge into motherhood. Now, she is a very modern, strong female protagonist, so could she have a baby on her own? Sure. But I think because she likes to spend a lot of her time sleuthing around town, it might not reflect well upon her as a mother if she's always leaving her poor little baby at home somewhere. So once she has some time to figure out what her family scenario is going to be, then I think she might. And in the back of my head, how amazing would it be to see Helen and the professor as doting grandparents? We would have Uncle Lance. We'd have the whole team at Torte, giving scoops of whipped cream to a little baby Jules. So someday, yes. Right now, probably not. All right, those were 5 reader questions for the Bakeshop Mysteries. Did any of them surprise you? What do you think about Jules having a baby someday? And what do you think the concept is behind Chilled to the Cone, book 12, that's going to come out later this year? Tell me below in the comments, and as always, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell to get notified whenever I share new videos. Happy weekend and happy reading!